So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Galaxy S10 Plus or the iPhone XS Max. Now, I did a speed test with these initially, but I wanted to use the S10 Plus for several months here. Let me talk about which one came out on top between these two and my long-term usage. So I gotta say, in my long-term usage, in terms of the design and the build, the iPhone XS Max has won it out for me. It was tough because I really love the light feel, but still being premium with the Galaxy S10 Plus. But the stainless steel material to me just feels more the price of this phone than the aluminum over here at the $1,000 I paid retail for the Galaxy S10 Plus. Now, the XS Max is a much heavier phone, so it has a more dense premium feel to it, I feel like. But the Galaxy S10 Plus impresses me every time with being so sleek and light, but still feeling premium. So very impressive hardware here on the S10 Plus. But for me, the stainless steel just edged it out, and I would have to pick the XS Max over my experience using these two in the design and the build. Now, also, I should mention that I found the S10 Plus to nick up and get scratches a little bit easier, or at least show them a little bit more than that of the XS Max. I don't know why this is, but the XS Max seems to not get scratched up as easily as my S10 Plus. So Galaxy S10 Plus or iPhone XS Max when it comes to display. Now for me, the Galaxy S10 Plus has won out, and for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's no longer an oversaturated display like many people didn't like when it comes to the older Samsung devices. Next up, the pixel density was just higher than that of the XS Max, and I found that the Galaxy S10 Plus's display was also less obtrusive with the hole punch. Now, yes, it might not look as clean and symmetrical to some people as the XS Max notch, but I don't think most like either of these. But if I had to choose, I will take the smaller hole punch than the notch. So for me, the Galaxy S10 Plus's display has won out, even though I like the flat panel on the XS Max. The curved panel can be accidentally pressed if you're not wearing a case on this phone. Overall, I just like the pixel density. Just like the Galaxy S10 Plus's display a little bit more in my usage. It just seemed to be a little bit higher quality than that of the XS Max. So when it comes to software, which one is the winner? And for me, it's been kind of a draw. Reason being is because I love the many features that came to the Galaxy S10 Plus, including the night mode. In addition, you do have the wireless share power, pretty cool feature. Also, in settings, again, just like most Samsungs, you're gonna find features you probably didn't even know existed down the line. So there's a lot of features here in this phone that I do like on the Galaxy S10 Plus. And of course, you know I like the multi-window feature where you can split screen applications all the time. But it wasn't quite as smooth as the experience on the iPhone, and if you work with a Mac or an iPad like I do, you definitely can benefit from using an iPhone just because the services work really well together in terms of, like, if you take some notes on your iPhone, you go to your Mac, all your notes are right there. Same with pretty much all the Apple services. It syncs up very well. So I do miss that every time I'm using the S10 Plus, but the software is still very customizable, some great themes. Samsung has been updating it, although there was an update that was said to be causing issues for Galaxy S10 models. So far, it's been pretty decent here for the Galaxy S10 Plus. So I gotta say, for me, software, I couldn't really pick a winner. I think it's just gonna come down to, you know, again, the Apple services. Do you like this more simple experience? Do you use a Mac? Do you use an iPad? Do you use that ecosystem? Or do you want that personalization, that customization? Then the Galaxy S10 Plus definitely will please you a lot more. So when it comes to performance, which one is the better phone, the Galaxy S10 Plus or the XS Max? Now, I think from the processor standpoint, the XS Max is still the better phone. You can go check out my speed test between these two, but you can see it in benchmarking that the XS Max still has the lead, and it feels super quick day to day. Although the animations are a little bit slow, they will get faster with iOS 13. And now the Galaxy S10 Plus, a very powerful phone as well, and this is the phone that feels snappier on the day-to-day. Now, it doesn't feel smoother, but it feels snappier, so it does look a little bit faster with its animations, and you could tweak them because, of course, this is an Android phone giving you a lot of that customization. If we go down here, you can see I can reduce the animations as well, make it even faster. So the S10 Plus felt faster, like the way it looks, but the XS Max is the technically faster phone. So For me, I really couldn't say that one was better than the other, but I do like the smooth feel of the iPhone a little bit more. It just feels a little more refined, just being so smooth day to day than the S10 Plus, which is very fast, but doesn't look quite as smooth. Samsung could really benefit by doing something like OnePlus did with that 90 Hertz display, putting at least a 90 Hertz or a 120 Hertz on their devices. That could really make the Samsung phone look and feel a little bit smoother, even though it's already super fast. Now, when it comes to storage, the Galaxy S10 Plus came standard with 128 gigabytes, which automatically a winner over the XS Max with its standard 64 gigabyte storage. That's just ridiculously low for the price you're paying for this phone. So micro SD expansion as well helps the S10 Plus get another win over the XS Max. And for me, storage was just a better experience for the S10 Plus. However, if you are again in the Apple ecosystem and you have, you know, other devices, like you can use AirDrop and transfer things really easily versus taking a micro SD card out and putting it in the laptop and then going to a folder and a file. AirDrop is super simple if you're using other Apple devices. But at the same time, this is a 256 gigabyte. I haven't used most of it up. Still, it's gonna come at a much larger premium to get that 256 gig versus the base model 128 gig. So Samsung has won it out for me in storage this year. Okay, so which one comes out on top for me when it comes to their camera? Is it the triple camera on the S10 Plus? And is it the XS Max's dual camera? Which one wins it out? Now, on the surface, you would say Samsung for sure. Triple camera, it has them 2 cameras on the front of the S10 Plus. It's a total win, spec sheet win, total win, Samsung. No, it's not that simple. But I do think that Samsung has won it out for me when it comes to being a good consumer camera, as it's so fun to use with its wide angle camera, very useful stuff. It does have the telephoto just like the iPhone. And one of the key separators here for me is aspect ratios and all of these different options to tweak the photos in here and get the exact type of photo and everything. It's all right here. So the camera experience is just enjoyable on the S10 Plus, just the software. However, I'm missing that manual video mode. We have some cool live focus modes, and I think just people using this are just gonna have straight up fun using the S10 Plus's camera. Although it is a little bit overwhelming if you don't know anything about photography. You're gonna have to learn this software. Whereas the iPhone XS Max's camera, while it is a dual camera, don't be fooled, it's still a very good camera, and I think it's won out when it comes to photos looking a little bit more accurate and natural. So I think the professional looking for the most accurate photo he can get might not like the Samsung, the way it post-processes the photos. The iPhone just look really good, and the video quality on the iPhone, again, still won it out for me. Even though we have some great video stabilization on the Galaxy S10 Plus, that video that's stabilized doesn't look super sharp. So I do like the XS Max for video. It still has one out there for me. However, this software can use some feature upgrades, like bringing more settings, aspect ratios and stuff into the camera itself. That would help out the iPhone a little bit. At the end of the day, the Galaxy S10 Plus has won it out for me for having an extra camera there. It's wide angle. It also has, you know, a very good low light photography, whereas the XS Max doesn't do very well there. Samsung also brought the night mode in a recent update to this phone. In addition to that, it has 4K 60 video, stabilized video on the rear. It has a great front-facing camera, slow motion. The features are just there. For the consumer, it's great. For the professional, I think they might still like the accuracy of the iPhone though. Take a look at some samples, judge for yourself which one you think is better. Now, when it comes to the audio experience, Samsung or XS Max? For me, Samsung went out simply for the headphone jack. We don't got to discuss more there. They both have dual speakers, but because it had a headphone jack, it just gave me an extra feature, both Bluetooth 5.0. So connecting to these devices was very fast. Didn't have an issue with either. We don't got to discuss much more. Both of them had very good sounding speakers, very indiscernible differences. And with the Galaxy Buds that did come out for the Galaxy S10 Plus series as well as the other S10s, it did help it come more in line with Apple and their AirPods. So I do think that audio for me was a little bit better just having that headphone jack. But moving on to battery life, the S10 Plus has won it again for me because this phone actually just lasted longer in usage. Now, I was fooled a little bit because the XS Max from 100 down to 90 just takes forever, and then it just starts dropping a lot quicker, whereas the S10 Plus drops very fast from 100 to 90, but after that, it just takes forever to go down. Now, in actual screen on time, I got about 6.5 hours to 7 hours on the XS Max, where I got 8 to 8.5 for the S10 Plus. So better battery life for me on the S10 Plus. It is a larger battery and it did show in my usage. So discussing reception and phone call quality, the Galaxy S10 Plus was the phone that won out here by far. This was one of the most noticeable differences between these phones, and that's mostly due to the modems within both of these phones. The S10 Plus clearly had better reception everywhere I went, and this is in a major metropolitan area where I live, so I couldn't only imagine in rural areas which one would win out. So in conclusion, the Galaxy S10 Plus or iPhone XS Max, which one has won it out for me? At over $1,000 for both of these, they both have been very impressive, although I don't feel like the S10 Plus felt as $1,000 as the XS Max, and that's mostly because of Apple's polished software that lasts for years and that stainless steel material, just a very strong feel, and that gold just looks fancy to me. But the Galaxy S10 Plus at, $899, $799, maybe even $950, very impressive phone. And honestly, after using both of these, the iPhone has been really great, but the Galaxy S10 Plus just impressed me more as a phone, and it's the one that I actually found more fun to use. It felt more innovative. It just felt like a better phone than the iPhone XS Max over my term using it. Although if I was going long term, I probably would just stick with the XS Max if I was you. But if you're the type of person who upgrades your phone every year or two, I think you have a lot more fun on the Galaxy S10 Plus. And that's my final conclusion between these two. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Which one would you pick between them? And if you had both of them, share your experience or any other questions, comments, concerns below. The community will help you out. Thank you very much for watching. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well and peace.